Hey everybody, it's John, your Indian Cine-MANIAC, with another 10ish-minute review on John Talks Indian Cinema. We're gonna go I don't know if it's a classic. I don't know if I'd call it a classic. It's from 1996, and I don't know who recommended this, but someone did. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot from 1996. And the film that I'm going to review is 1996's Indian. Now, Indian 2 just showed up on my queue in Netflix, I think it was. And I was like, yeah, it looked interesting, but I don't want to watch Indian 2 if I haven't seen Indian 1. So that's why I watched the first one. It's directed by S. Shankar, who directed Entharan or Robot, I think was the name of it, which I saw in Anyan, which I liked. It stars Kamal Haasan. Now, I have not seen him in a lot of stuff. I loved him in Vikram, and I didn't know him, but I also saw him in Kalki 2898, and he was also in the end of Leo. Good actor. I've only seen him in recent films, so to watch him back then, how young he was. Urmila Matondkar, Manisha Koirala, who I saw in Sanju, and Sukanya. This is a Tamil languaged film. So the story is about this elderly Indian gentleman who is killing corrupt government officials. And that's the story. And it's about how the cops are going to catch him. Who is he? Can they identify him? Why is he doing this? And it is it's an interesting film for a lot of different reasons. So as far as the story goes, what I found, I mean, this film what had a lot to say about government corruption, which, listen, all governments are corrupt. We deal with that here in the States. But apparently at the time this film was made, it was really rampant in India. And this film deals with it head on. They're killing the corrupt people. And that's basically what his motivation is. And then you find out through flashbacks, his daughter, there's a scene where his daughter goes to flip a light switch and the whole house blows up with her in it. And they're trying to get her to her doctor, and the doctor won't do anything unless they give them money. And then they say, you need this thing. I don't exactly know, a permit or something. So to get the permit, they got to go to somebody else who wants to be bribed. Everyone wants to be bribed. And she ends up dying, and it's pretty intense because she couldn't stay in the hospital because they wouldn't pay the money. So she's outside in the pouring rain as she's dying. It was an awful scene, awful. And you understood why he was so passionate about this and what triggered this, because he didn't understand the corruption. Why do I have to pay for this? And it's also, I'm not gonna. I want to. As I talk about this film, I'm not going to give a whole plot synopsis or break down the story, because there were things about this film. It was a very 90s film. And that was really evident in the musical numbers, which I'll talk about later on. It had a very MTV vibe to it, all the musical numbers. But Kamal Haasan plays this a corrupt government guy who if you grease him, he'll get you permits. He'll move you ahead in the line, and that's his job, right? And I guess I'm going to spoil this, because this is the thing that for me, I thought the story was okay. Like, I'm neutral in the story. I give the story a 3. But what this film, why you want to watch this film, is the performance of Kamal Haasan. Because as I'm watching the film, Kamal Hassan plays two roles. He plays the Indian, the guy in his 70s who's killing everybody, and his son. Now, as I'm watching the film, I wasn't 100% sure if it was him playing both the older guy, because the prosthetics in this are really well done. So I thought, as the movie's going on, I'm trying to work out the story in my head. I thought the young Kamal Hassan was putting on makeup to look old to do the killings. And then as the movie progressed, I realized, no, two separate characters. And I'll tell you, they're two really distinct characters. His posture, his voice, again, the prosthetic makeup, which I believe this was the first film in India to use prosthetic makeup. In fact, I think I have a note in there about this. Westmore, an American an American makeup guy, a Hollywood makeup guy. I'm pretty sure it was Westmore. That's who Hassan got to do the makeup, and it really looked good. I can't believe I don't have anything here. I know I wrote something about this. But the makeup was so good that I wasn't 100% sure it was Kamal Hassan. So that in itself is a tribute to his acting in this, because it's funny, as the younger Hassan, it was kind of the goofy old Indian films, the broad humor, not realistic. But as the Indian, I found it. I don't want to say grounded, because that's not the right word, but it wasn't as silly as he was playing the younger character. And I think that worked, because that's why I wasn't 100% sure they were the same guy. So the performance is fantastic. I'm going to give the performance a 5 because of him. Everyone else in it was okay, but he was fantastic. And I couldn't believe how good he was as both roles. And I also can't believe it's the same guy that I saw in Vikram. Now the music, here's I do have a complaint about the music. There was a lot of songs in this, and they were long. These production numbers that they did were like 5 minutes long. There's the first one he does, and I think the song was called Banned, and it's about government overreach. And again, that's the theme of the whole movie. And there's even a line in it that says, "Even MTV hasn't seen a beauty like me." And it's very, very MTV. And then at one point, they do this thing like this. Well, in Italian, that means F you. So I'm like, whoa, pretty interesting for an Indian film. Then the second song they do, and I think this was set in Australia. Now the movie is set in India, but all of a sudden this production number is in Australia, and I'm going, because there's kangaroos in it, and it's My Beloved, My Beloved on the Bounty, and it's set in Australia, right? So it was a beautiful number, but there was like 4 songs, big numbers, and like I said, very MTV, very they do all these special effects that you would see in the 90s with visuals. So that it was all right. And I got to tell you something else. And I love Kamal Hassan. I wasn't too impressed with his dancing. And maybe because I've seen like Hrithik Roshan, who's incredible, or Kaif. What, I can't even think of her name. I'm drawing a blank. But the dancing was just okay. I wasn't a big fan of the numbers, because I just felt they went on too long. Now, again, I know we've had this discussion before, that's what happens in these movies, but I give the music a 2, because it just didn't do anything for me. But there was, so I'm trying to think. They did this, and again, tonal shifts in these movies, right? So it starts off kind of goofy. I mean, past the murders. The murders are awful, and they're pretty graphic. With he's got this belt knife. But then it really takes a turn when they do this flashback, um, to how the Indian kind of got started, and it's a war thing. Um, and they they want to boycott the foreign clothes from the British. And there's a scene where he's up on a roof and he's got a flagpole and he throws it like a spear through a guy. And it was like, whoa. And then they've got this scene with they arrest all the women. And because they boycotted the clothes, they have them remove all their clothes. Well, because, in India, that's humiliation, they killed themselves except for one woman. And that's who Kamal Hassan's character meets, the Indian, and they end up getting married. He goes, "I'll marry you and I'll protect you," and they work together. And they made it look like old newsreel footage too. It was really, really well done the way they did those scenes with the black and white. It was a stark contrast to the other stuff. Um, and then it turns when they get their independence from the British, it turns back to color, and there's a huge, big production number, a third song about celebrating the independence. Um, th- there's there's a scene where he's on TV explaining why he's doing this. So that's where it gets interesting. So he's killed a bunch of corrupt government officials. He goes on TV and explains why he did it. Now, none of the government officials will take a bribe. People start dressing like him. So now people are getting honest because of what he did. And even when they think they get him, he manages to get away, to fight another day. There's a cop in it that really wants him, but is also trying to save his life because so many people want to kill him. Um, so and again, I'm jumping around a little bit because I'm reading my notes, but there was even a fifth song. And again, this is why I wasn't crazy about the music. There was a song where like animated characters morphed into animals. It was just strange. The musical numbers were really strange in this, but I am telling you, I'm going to give the movie a 4. Okay. And I don't even think the movie's that good. He is fantastic in this. And it's the reason why you want to watch it. Now, I really wanted to watch Indian too, but as I read, um, I did a little research on it, and some of the reviews on it absolutely destroyed it. So I don't know if I want to watch it after enjoying this one. Will I be disappointed? What do you guys think? Should I watch it or not? But check this. If you haven't seen it and you're a Kamal Hassan fan, check it out because again, I wasn't even sure it was him. So when I found out, I was like, wow, now that's a hell of a performance right there. So check out Indian, man. It was good. I gotta check out some more Kamal Hassan. Because I really impressed with that. Really impressed with it. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this film. Am I crazy? Is the music so much better than I'm giving it credit for? Maybe it didn't do it for me. But I've been asking you every week because I'm trying to build up the subscriptions and the likes, and it's a slow process, and I know it's going to take some time, but please subscribe, hit the notification button, hit that like button, because it truly makes a difference in the algorithm and how YouTube pushes this stuff out. And again, if you know people who are into these films and might have an interest in this, please share it with them. And as always, if you recommend it, I'll watch it. I can't watch 20 films in a week, okay? I just can't do it. My brain can't do it. But so far, the recommendations have been really good. So keep them coming, okay? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And that's it. That's a short one, but Kamal Hassan, man, I'm telling you what. So that's it. We'll talk to you soon with another 10ish-minute review on John Talks Indian Cinema. Thanks for watching.
Zooby dooby nache, pagal stupid man.